Well, hello there my dear friends, welcome back to the Scott Reed Project. Now today I want to show you something really special, well, and sell at you at the same time. Here is one of the first finished copies of my book, The Merchant of Venison. Now the rest of these little beauties are, as we speak, at sea. They'll be landing in the UK in about 3 weeks, where we'll start sending them out. We've sold absolutely hundreds of these, hundreds, not 100. There is a few left, so if you haven't ordered one and you like a copy, I will put the link in the description, awaywithmedia.com. But what I want to do is I want to open this up and I want to show you what it's all about. What I was trying to achieve was the most detailed butchery section ever put to print. Maybe a bold claim. I've had a lot of venison books on butchery before, and we've gone above and beyond with this, as you'll see when I open this up. What I mean, we took 2 deer, we butchered it 2 different ways, and every single piece of information and cut is in there. So let's open it up. Wow, that's a mad look. Okay then, quickly before we have a little sneak peek at my book, I just want to show you something on the cover. If we can put this up on camera, can you see it? Yeah, beautiful, there you go, SRP Volume 1. Now, the reason being that's Volume 1 is quite obviously there's going to be a few more volumes to follow. I mean, I am currently starting to write Volume 2, which will be on feathered game, but then we're going to move on to the bigger beasts. We're going to be doing lamb, goat, pork, wild boar and beef, and they'll all have their own books, you know. And the idea in my head was, you know, my head, great place to be, was a series of these books, obviously 1 to 5. We're going to keep the same style cover, different colours, and yeah, a lovely little set on your shelf, 1 to 5. All you need to know pretty much about butchering anything. Right. Are you sitting comfortably? I want to tell you a story. Let's have a look. So, The Merchant of Venison, a lot of work, a lot of time has gone into this book, especially the butchery section. Now, what my main aim was to try and convert those deer butchery videos into, obviously, print. I'm well aware that a lot of you guys and girls take your laptops out to your garages, your sheds, your cutting rooms. You know, you press play, you watch, stop, cut. And I was thinking if I could get that into print, where you can physically take this book outside, you know, use it as a reference book, I think we'd all be very happy. And I'm hoping, I think you'll agree, that is what we've done. So, just a nice opening page. Merchant of Venison, SRP Volume 1. Then this is just fantastic by my friend Philip Moss, all about venison for the table. It's an absolutely cracking read. An intro by me, a little section on tools, the anatomy of the deer. The reason I put that in there is when you butcher, you can use the vertebrae. You haven't necessarily got to use a saw. So if you've got a rough idea of where they lay, as you'll see in the book, then, you know, this is basically a roadmap you can reference back to. A little note on butchery for beginners, a little bit on skinning, and then we get into the butchery. As you'll see, I'll just flip through these, and I know I sound like I'm repeating myself, but it was all about the detail. You know, you can show someone cutting, say, the rump or chump off a leg, you know, in 2 pictures. But if you're a novice, a beginner, you know, that's not enough. And I was well aware of that when I was doing this. Hence why everything has a good detailed section. Descriptions written by myself in my own special language. So, you know, it's really easy to follow. I mean, I know a lot of you guys over the pond, you know, you're really interested in breaking down the haunches. Great section on that there. Trimming them all up individual little mini roasting joints or keeping them whole. Then the breasts. Then we go on to the shoulders. Like I said, we did 2 methods, so you'll see 2 completely different pictures of the full breakdown. But you know, I try and, well, I do in the book, you know, I use all the proper names for the bones, you know, and also what it's known to as butchers. Obviously, you know, the scapula is the blade bone, the shoulder blade. This is quite interesting. Some of you might find interesting, especially again over the pond where you have the bigger deer. This is absolutely ideal. A rolled shoulder, then just trimming up, preparing the loin. Now, I was well aware that a lot of people just like to take the back strap off, but I'm always, you know, encouraging people to try different cuts. So in this loin, obviously we went for the chops and the cutlets. Another one I'm always saying about in my videos, working through the trim pile. You know, there's a lot of good meat there for your burgers and your sausages, ground or mince, whatever you want to call it. But there's the one deer we did. Lots of things on there: chops, cutlets, steaks, mini roasting joints. That was method 1. So method 2 is a bit more conventional, just removing the breasts, taking the haunches off, again splitting the haunches, but we're seam boning the shoulders this time by just taking the actual shoulder part off, leaving the loin long, so we can take off those loin fillets or your back straps. As you can see there, very detailed description on how to do it. Classic, taking off the silver skin, so I put a lot of time into that as well. And then again, preparing the haunches. As you can see, I left one whole and then broke the ones down. But again, different from the first one, you know, I left a few things bigger. And then once you have your deer broken down, we have just the most amazing selection of recipes. Now with the recipes, I mean, I'm a cookbook junkie. I love cookbooks, but sometimes some of the recipes are a bit out of reach, you know, you haven't got the ingredients. And especially if you shoot, hunt, stalk, you know, you want to get back and you want to cook it, and it wants to be simple and it wants to work. So with these beautiful recipes here, you can make about 40 fantastic dishes. And I also put quite a big section in on using the offal, which is a bit of a ballsy move, I know, but you know, venison liver, kidneys, hearts, it's all good, you know, should be used. I mean, what's not to like about that? King of Hearts crostini with chimichurri, beautiful. So, over 40 fantastic recipes. As you can see, they look stunning, don't they? Those, I mean, some of these I've already got videos from, so if you were to use this book in conjunction with my videos, you know, before long you'll be butchering and cooking your venison like a pro. And that is it. The Merchant of Venison, available to buy now, and get in there. Like I said, they're going really, really quick. Again, I will put the link in the description. It's awaywithmedia.com. Get on there. We're sending these worldwide. I mean, they've gone everywhere so far, all around the US, Canada, Australia, Eastern Europe. I mean, they're in a place no one ain't bought a copy. And this is a book that's to be used. It's a reference book. I wish I had books like this when I was starting out in butchery, you know, it would help you along a bit. But hopefully in time, there will be a whole selection. So thank you for watching this. Please subscribe to my channel when my face comes up down here. Also find me on my social media, Scott Ree and the Scott Ree Project on Facebook. On Twitter at the Scott Ree Project, on Instagram at the Scott Ree Project, and also please do check out my Patreon Patreon page. My God, I can't even string a sentence together. Let's try that again. Check out my Patreon page if you would like to help the channel along. So until next time, if you're really, really serious about butchery, not just venison, but home butchery, preparing your own meat, then this is the book for you, my friends. Until next time, take care.